There we go. Okay. Okay. Hey y'all. Okie dokie. How y'all doing on this good Saturday? Happy Saturday to y'all, wherever you are in this beautiful world. Let me see this deck here. All right, let's get into this read. Welcome back to my channel. This is Adana, also known as the Afrozian, and today I'm reading for the beautiful, handsome collective. Hello, 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 collective. Happy Saturday. Thank you so much for joining me on the daily lives. You are truly appreciated. I am so grateful for your immense support in many different ways, whether it is sharing, the commentary, the donations, the tips, the gifts, all those great things. You are truly appreciated. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget a couple announcements that I do have. I do have this book called Wisdom Beyond Wounds. It was created by me to help you dive deeper surrounding any, we'll say, tragedies or tragic experiences that you may have endured in your life. Also, I do have a workshop that's coming up, and that will be starting on March 8th. There is an investment fee, of course, to take advantage of that great opportunity. That is a 4-week workshop. It's more intensive, more smaller audience, about 10, okay? And we're going to dive even deeper surrounding the book, but more so catered directly towards you. So if you have a specific issue and you have the book, but you're wanting a little bit more deeper depth surrounding how you can shift things within yourself, I highly, highly advise you guys to definitely check that out, the workshop. All right, again, the workshop starts on March 8th and it ends March 29th, okay? All right, so let's get into this read today. This is from a psychological standpoint of things in regards to how narcissistic people do things, and then I'm going to bring it back full circle for y'all, okay? Channel message here is all the way in and no way out. All the way in and no way out. So keep in mind that this is a collective read. Not everything that I mentioned to you is going to resonate. Take what resonates and leave the rest, okay? So a narcissist does not just pull someone like you into a dynamic, okay? They create or generate an environment where the exit feels very costly, confusing, or even dangerous towards you, or more so your identity, okay? What they're trying to do here is that once they are successful and able to get inside of you, because remember, everything happens within, and if they are successful with getting within yourself, well, then they can cause a lot of havoc or wreak havoc into your actual life. So it's very important for you guys to make sure that you're able to identify with the inner parts of you, okay? If you know your identity, no one can come along and try to sway you or try to persuade you to go against yourself, okay? So total access was the goal. So once they're all the way in, meaning within self or within you, they studied meticulously your emotional language, your wounds, your loyalty patterns, your forgiveness threshold. Information to them became leverage. Okay. The closer you allow them or gave permission for them to get closer to you, the more strategic their positioning became. Okay. An example of this would be they learn what abandonment feels like to you, then threaten distance whenever you assert boundaries. So if you're like, yeah, I know what you're doing, and you ain't this and you ain't that, and you talking at them and you yip yip and yap yap and all that good stuff, and they realize that you may mean business at that point in time, well then they're going to just leave you alone. They're just going to walk away or they're going to run away, and then they're expecting you to kind of run behind them. So you begin negotiating with behavior you once would have rejected. So they want you to negotiate with them, but more so leveraging your emotions to negotiate them to come back or to stay around you. Okay. Psychological investment creates invisible chains. Time, empathy, patience, second chances, explanations, emotional labor, these are currencies that they capitalize off, as I mentioned from time to time. Your currency is priceless. The currency is your energy. You are very priceless. They don't see you as such. They see you come with a price tag, or you're very costly, and they're willing to take or siphon from that energy or currency that you hold. So the narcissist dynamic quietly converts those currencies into obligations. Okay. An example of this would be you stay longer than your intuition advised you should, because leaving would mean accepting that your investment was placed in the wrong hands. They rely on that hesitation. They truly do. So let me repeat that. Here's an example. They create a psychological investment that then creates invisible chains. You're not aware of the time of the invisible chain, but they are. Remember, it's very one-sided. It's a one-sided battle. It's a one-sided war. But at the same time, they're destroying you while it's a one-sided battle or one-sided war. So it's very important, even though it is, and you're aware that it's a one-sided battle, you have to let it go, just more so ignore it. Because if you are, I don't even want to say ignore, you have to destroy it, not even ignore it. Because if you ignore it, it tells them that you're still, kind of interested in it, or you're kind of like letting things cool off. And they basically think or feel that it might be a later time in the year, in the months, in the days, or whatever, however, that there's still an opportunity for them to come back to you. So when you are aware and realizing that you are in a one-sided battle, you have to completely destroy it. You can't ignore it. You have to destroy it, okay? Basically destroy the cords. So you stay longer than your intuition advised, because leaving would mean accepting that your investment was placed in the wrong hands. They rely on that hesitation. So the more that you're hesitant with self, or the inner parts of self, or more so your intuition, because again, your intuition is the inner GPS of who you are. And if you allow your intuition or the guidance, the inner guidance of self to guide you, well, then you won't be in this situation. Okay. So identity fusion, their unspoken objective is often to blur where they end and where you begin. When identity fusion happens, departure can feel like self-betrayal instead of self-protection. Here's an example. Your routines start to shift. Your language starts to shift. Your nervous system adapts to managing their volatileness or vitality of things, okay? One day you realize you have been surviving them rather than living for yourself. And the more that you are or feel that you have to survive off of them, the more you're going to sink deeper outside of self and also within self, okay? Next one is the illusion of no exit is strategic. Very, very, very strategic. They work with illusions. They want you to see things that are not there, or they want you to more so believe things that are not there. So the phrase is more so about physical restriction. I'm sorry. This is more about, this is less about physical restriction and more about perceived consequences. Okay, so they amplify guilt, they rewrite history, they weaponize your vulnerability, or perform helplessness so that walking away feels like you are the one that is causing harm. So this is what a lot of people tend to overlook from a psychological standpoint. The moment awareness enters, the moment your awareness enters the room or enters the game, the no way out starts to dissolve or is destroyed. So narcissistic individuals depend heavily on unquestioned participation. If you don't question it, they're successful. If you start to question things, but question things in a very, very, very specific or detailed way, it's going to start to make them sweat. Thank you. It's going to start to make them sweat. And they don't want to sweat. They just want an easy ride. They just want to be able to just come and go as they please. And if you are, again, asking the correct questions or the specific questions, it's going to completely destroy or fall from underneath your foot or feet. So once you see the architecture, you are no longer trapped. You are informed. Narcissistic individuals do not like when you are informed in regards to what they're doing. So since you are informed now, you're going to move very, very, very differently. And they don't like that. They believe you are all the way in. They never prepared for the moment you became all the way aware. One is captivity and the other is awakening. All the way in is captivity because they want you to be stuck within yourself. And that is very dangerous because you are the only one that can live life how you decide to live life. And if you feel stuck within yourself, well, then you're going to have a very hard time living life. Does that make sense? Now your life is going to switch from living life to surviving life. And that's what they want for you, if that makes sense. So the captivity from this perspective is being trapped within your body and your mind, a very dangerous place to be in. The other is awakening. Your awareness is your awakening. Your awareness is the way out to in self or inside of self, if that makes sense. How do you create or establish awareness? It's a two-way street. You need awareness, like how I'm talking to you guys here. You guys can see me and can understand me and listen to me. That's a form of awareness. You are aware of what you are doing. You're aware that you're listening to me. You're aware that you are watching me. If that makes sense, that's the external point of view of things. But then you also have the internal awareness as well too. So because you are watching me externally, well, now something's going on within yourself, within self, which is also creating another form of awareness. So it's a two-way street. Hopefully that makes sense. You need awareness externally and you need the awareness internally, and they work together in tandem. So that way it can really truly help you guide yourself to, number one, to safety, or number two, get you out of sticky situations or keep you out of sticky situations. Hopefully that makes sense. They were not expecting you to have awareness at all. They thought and assumed that the awareness that they had would have been enough for both you and them. So they were harping and hoping and anticipating that you would hang on to all of their awareness that they set out for you and for them. Hopefully that makes sense. What I'm feeling here and breaking it down even further here. So we all know that they are not well in your mind. That's a given. We understand. What I'm realizing as I went deeper is that, yes, because of how their mind is very distorted or warbled, they didn't feel that they have an exit plan. The exit plan, kind of in a way, was you holding on to you, because it was like you were their seeing eye dog So if you said certain things or do certain things, they can trust that you will be able to get them to certain places or to certain opportunities without you being aware. This is how people try to hang on to your coattail or try to anchor on to you. And this is what this person was trying to do. But the moment they were more so doing it externally, not an internal thing. So with that being said here, this person thought that the things that they were thinking about or that they were perceiving in their mind, no one would ever be aware as to what they were perceiving, but it still would have been successful because no one knew what they were doing inside of themselves. Again, this is why it's very important for you to be fully aware and fully connected with self, the internal parts of self, because the more that you're connected with the internal parts of self, the more you're going to see and realize that something was really off with that person. And of course, something happened along the line where you did have your awakening, and it allowed you to see things from a much, much different and higher perspective, that this person did not have their best interest, or they did not have your best interest at heart. So they're all the way in within themselves, but within themselves is falling apart. Within themselves is very chaotic. Within themselves is very destructive, and they cannot handle that. So I'm going to use my psychological cards here. And we're going to break this down further. Hey, y'all. All right, let's see. Good morning to you. How you doing? It's too many cards. I just want one card. All right. All the way in, no way out. All the way in, no way out. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, so this is more so surrounding relationships. So this person was very, very, very lustful when it came to you. They loved how you looked externally, and they wanted to feel you internally. They couldn't come out and say how they truly felt, because they knew from afar that you would not have gone for that. You would not have went for the lustful activities that they were exhibiting to you. But at the time, of course, you weren't aware. Maybe you weren't aware of the difference between lust and love. And again, I'm not here to judge you. I'm just here to teach you, okay? Yeah. You may, at one point in time, let's be honest here, maybe you weren't aware in regards to what was love versus what was lust. That's okay. You're learning now. You have learned that this person is very lustful in nature. But they couldn't come right out and exhibit those qualities towards you. So even though you may not have had a name for it while you were experiencing it in the time that you were, there were still some things you just would not do because of your, we'll say, integrity or the ethics of self or the morality of self. You would not stoop to a certain level to degrade yourself in such ways, if that makes sense. They knew this. So in order for them to be successfully lustful with you, they had to devise a plan within a distorted mind, how to get close to you to then be able to successfully get in you. There are many ways that a person can get into another person. We had this discussion. I'll break it down a little bit again. A person that has very negative intentions or harmful intention that wants to get into a person who has positive intentions, they can say something to you. So they can verbally get into your head. They try to twist your words. They try to gaslight you. They try to get you to see their way, but their way is very harmful or very negative. They may try to get into your emotions. They may say, whisper sweet nothings. I love you, love you. Yeah, I love you. But they're saying that, but it's not showing up in their actions. That's another way. The other way is also sexually as well, which is the main point or the main, we'll say, portal that they were trying to attain or attach to, was to your portal, more so to the inner parts of you, the sexual parts of you. For some or for most, it was successful. Let's just call it what it is. You learned your lesson, of course. So because they were now able to successfully get into you in a lustful way, they thought or assumed that they can wreak havoc with your sexual energy. Then, so now that it's like when you are being intimate with someone, you have to be very careful in regards to when people talk to you while you're being intimate, because that's you can manifest in that way, like whose pee is this, or who's private, or whose pee, people say stuff while they be into the act and things like that nature. Well, what you're doing is you're actually opening up the portals even more, and you are inviting things that maybe you're not aware at the time, but these things can actually quite manifest even faster or quickly because you're in the heat of the moment of things. They knew this. They knew the key to them getting what they need is to be able to successfully get into you by being lustful with you, but hiding or guising the lust as a form of love. That's why they thought they were on top of the world. This is why they thought that everything was working out well for them, because at one point in time, they were successfully able to get into you or connect to you lustfully. Now, when you realize and you was like, yeah, I don't want to lay with this person anymore. Something is off with this person. Maybe this person wasn't clean. Maybe their spirit wasn't clean. Maybe their bottom parts or their netherland parts weren't also clean. Whatever it is, your spirit said, get the hell up out of there. And that's what you did. So you decide, I'm not going to be intimate with this person anymore. I don't want to be around this person anymore. So it's like you decide to travel or do something different, or you exit it out of the situation. We're going to look at the bike as a form of transportation or travel. So you traveled out, or you exited out of the situation. They did not want that to happen because they knew that if they were able to successfully continue to be lustful with you, all of their dreams and their aspirations and things will be able to come true. So yes, Carver, thank you. Carver states on YouTube, no bad seeds planted in this garden here. And I love that you actually wrote that. So figuratively speaking here, we're going to look at you guys as the garden. And they had a lot of bad seeds within themselves, and they wanted to more so extract their bad seeds or exchange or plant their bad seeds into your garden so you can help them grow. So thank you so much for that. And again, they were, some individuals were actually successful surrounding that, we'll say, plan or method or whatever the case may be. That was their all the way in, or their way in. So with this bike here, since you left this person, now they're trying to figure out how they can gain re-entrance back into you or back into yourself. And they cannot. Going back to my notes. Once they are all the way in, that means that they study your emotional language, your wounds, your loyalty patterns, your forgiveness threshold. Some think that because all they have were sex and that's all they had. They couldn't pay any bills. Their bills were always late. They probably couldn't keep a job. All they had was just lustful energy. And it wasn't really energy because they were taken from you. So all they had was lust. And lust doesn't really have or carry too much energy, if you ask me. And they thought that they can capitalize off of their lust to benefit off of you. So they study your emotional language, and they thought that the lust that they had would have been enough to keep you in a certain space. Even your wounds, let's say you suffer from abandonment wounds, maybe you were vulnerable surrounding that. They were aware. They thought lust would have been the cure for your wounds, and it was not. Your loyalty patterns. Well, if you are one that has been exhibiting some form of abandonment issues and you have not quite healed from it or dealt with it yet, well, then they can utilize their lustful ways, knowing for a fact that, hey, you don't like when people abandon you or leave you alone. Well, then they can use that lustful energy as a form of admission to yourself or inwardly to keep you to become loyal towards them. So the key ingredient that they utilized to get into you was lust, if that makes sense. And then also your forgiveness threshold. So they kept doing things towards you. You kept forgiving them, and you kept forgiving, and you kept forgiving them for whatever reason. Okay. And they utilize that as well too. Some of these individuals here love to have like a makeup sex or makeup intimacy. So they'll yell at you, they'll dog you out, they'll do all those things, and then they're going to try to come back around you to have a makeup session with you. That's all planned out for a specific reason. So they can continue to extract. Thank you. They can continue to extract and take from you. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. So it's like they're able to read you successfully through the lust that they were giving to you. And they watch you, and they study you, and they monitor you to see how, how much lust do they have to give to you, or if they can pull back from the lust that they're giving to you. It's all a game to them. And when you completely cut off that lustful energy and you realize you were dealing with someone that was very lustful in nature, the information that they did had at one point in time, it became old and outdated because you weren't giving them any new information or any more insight in regards to how they can keep you in a stagnant situation. Yeah, it's like the well dried up. This is this person's tears. So this person is standing here, and all this water is their tears. So this person's like crying over you, or really upset that, you became very aware of the whole situation. Because everything is more so barren in this picture, but this person's tears. So this person cries a lot about you because they cannot be with you intimately. This is really what it's about. Yeah, like this person really deduced you to just an object of lust. That's it. That's all he wanted. Thank you. That's all they wanted. And you're more than that. You're more than lust. You're not even lust. You are love. Big difference between lust and love. Thank you. Thank y'all. So we have these boats here. So they thought that you would always be there on standby, on cue, on demand, whenever that they wanted you. Not even needed you, more so wanted you. So these boats here to me signify that it was always some form of a lifeline or some form of a assistant here that they can utilize, because they looked at you as that, like a boat that they can always just keep coming and going as much as they can. And you would never do anything about it, because yet again, it was a one-sided illusioned game. And if you're not aware of illusion, a lot of people in this world play mind games. Mind games is something that you can't physically see, because if we can physically see it, you were like, I'm not doing with that. This is why they strategically play mind games, because you can't see the mind, if that makes sense. You can see things in a way that you need to see them, but it's more so from a different or deeper perspective of things. You have to sit in meditation. You have to pray. You have to go inward in order for you to see things in a deeper way. And they did not want you to see things in their deeper way. That's why they always came towards you with lustful energy. Hopefully that makes sense. Because if you look at it, lust is very shallow. It's very surface level, where love is very deep, right? You ever been deep in love with someone before versus someone that's very lustful towards you? Big, big, big difference. So with that being said here, this is why they use that strategy of lust, because they never wanted you to feel or go deep or dive deep enough to where you understand and see that they were playing nothing but a mental game, a mind game. And again, mind games are very, very, very quiet. It's invisible. And if you're not aware, you could be entangled into someone's mind game for many, many, many years. Yeah, and that's what they want. Remember, the game was only, they were the one that was only supposed to be aware of the game. Just them, not you. You were never ever supposed to receive awareness or gathered awareness surrounding the mind or mental games that they were playing with you. And they got a big kick and a big rise out of it because they swore up and down that you did not know or you would never know. Jokes on them, of course. Hey, Janessa. So psychological investment, they paid with their mind, literally and figuratively. Psychological investment creates invisible chains, illusioned chains. They spent, literally, figuratively, spent as an S-P-E-N-T. So they spent currency, they spent time psychologically to create an invisible or an illusion chain that you can't see because it was all in your mind, all in your head. Hopefully that makes sense. So time, empathy, patience, second chances, explanations, emotional labor, those are currencies, but it's also invisible. Hopefully that makes sense. Sometimes you don't know what a person is going through until they actually exhibit it. We all have different emotions, and sometimes people can hide their emotions very well. They were able to hide their distorted emotions very well. The only time you would see or that they would exhibit their emotions is when they did not get their way. So you started to see the games that they thought they had completely inside their head. It started to leak out, or it started to show you that something wasn't right with that person. Hopefully that makes sense. So time, empathy, patience, second chances, explanations, emotional labor were the currencies that they use. Time is invisible because you can sit down, you could be scrolling through TikTok and you can waste time. TikTok, TikTok, TikTok is, okay? That's another story. Empathy is another one. Patience. Sometimes you could be patient for a very long time that you don't even realize that you're actually losing time because of how much patience that you have. That's also invisible. If you're not aware, you're going to get lost without, if that makes sense. If you don't have any awareness, you'll become lost. And they wanted you to become lost in the mental game, the one-sided mental game that they set up for you, the one-sided, invisible mental game that they created for you. So the narcissistic dynamic quietly convert those currencies into obligation. So now you are obligated to give them time. You're not even aware of that. Now you're obligated to give them empathy. You're not aware of that at the time. Now you're obligated to give them patience or become patient with them. Give them second chances. Over-explain yourself. Give them emotional labor. They feel now because you fell right into their invisible illusion game, you are obligated to give them these things. Does that make sense? This is why it's important, and I'm going to keep saying it. It is very imperative that you guys learn some form of psychology. I don't know why they don't teach this in high school, and you have to, well, I understand you have to pay in college. I get that. But I feel like this is the complete basis that most people should learn. There should be psychology at least in elementary school and also high school because of the type of derelicts that are out there. The way that people do things with their mind, the way that people sit within their mind and try to concoct and generate many things is completely unfathomable. It's really crazy. It's like, what the you really sat here and think about that for 24 hours in a day? Like, goddamn, you really got a twisted mind? Like this is how they think. And their mind is very, very, very twisted. And again, they thought that they were successful with it because it was invisible, quote unquote. It was invisible to a point where you could not see what was going on. And this is why they felt like they were on top of you. And they're not. They're not. So I'm going to take your comments. City Girl 77 states on TikTok. You're probably onto something, but I didn't have time for mental games. That's the issue right there. When people keep saying that they don't have time for something, that thing that you don't have time for could be very, very, very detrimental to you for the thing that you don't have time for. It's okay to make time for things. And I don't mean to sit down and to comb out every little thing that they're doing. But with signs and awareness helps you to develop the time that you need to see and to understand why they're doing the things that they're doing. So I understand, but okay. I don't really agree, but respectfully, I get it. I understand. And of course, we may not have time for many different reasons because of life and, responsibilities and working and things of that nature. Because also time is taken away from us on the day-to-day because we have to fulfill other obligations to ensure that we're able to supplement our lifestyle however way we want to live our life, if that makes sense. So respectfully, yeah, I get it, but that's not the best perception to have, especially when you're dealing with anyone in general, because you don't know how people are going to come towards you. And if you don't have any awareness, it's like, shit, well then you gonna be lost in the sauce for years. And then you trying to figure out why you can't break away from this person, why you can't disconnect from this person, if that makes sense. We all make time for what we want. I can even spit it in this way. We all make time for what we want. And what we do make time for what we want is almost always tend to become successful, or the outcome that you're looking for. It almost always work in your favor because we make sure that we make time for that thing, if that makes sense. They made time for you to ensure they kept you at a disadvantage. And if you are a person that keeps saying, well, I don't have time for this, and that's what they want. They want to make sure that you don't have time for it, because if you do, you're going to sit down, you'll be like, nah, what the fuck is going on here, bruh? Nah, something not right. Let me sit down and make time for this real quick. And things make you go, Time equates to awareness. The more time you put into your awareness, the more aware you will become. And that can also be a silent thing that you don't even have to tell anybody. You don't have to tell anybody how aware that you are. Because if you're going to play this game called life, most people play mental games. That's all they have. Mental, lustful games. That's all they have. And some are very successful for very, very, very long periods and eons of time, and keep on individuals like you in this space stuck. So again, it's up to y'all. However way you want to live your life, that's on you. But you cannot complain if you don't take time for yourself to create or establish the awareness, also your discernment, to help you or to keep you out of this being mentally stuck. Because then the $1 million question comes up, where has all my time went? I don't know, time has passed me by. I don't know what happened. Life has passed me by. Yeah, if people playing invisible games and mind games with you, it will. So, that's the secret, or that's the bones in the closet. That's the bones in the closet that they did not want people to be aware about. Now you are. Now they can't play any mind games on you. Why do they do certain things towards you? Why do they say certain things around you? Why when you say or do certain things towards them, they get quiet or they disappear? Because they're trying to reclaim the time that they took from you. So when you are aware that they're taking time from you, now they got to run away. Oh, wait, shit. Damn, the collective found out. All right, let me go back to the drawing board. What do you think the drawing board is? For them to recollect themselves, to regain themselves, to take more time away from you. Time is the most precious commodity from this perspective. Time is one of the most precious commodity, rare commodity that you have in life. And if you sit here and you allow people to waste your time, you won't have the life that you want or set up to have. I hope that makes sense. All they have is time to waste yours, if that makes sense. But they're coming at you from a space of them being invisible or unknown, so you won't be aware. You have to be aware, babe. You got to. All right, what else, Spirit? What else, Spirit? Now they're tenting out. Excuse me. Now they camping out and shit. Trying to figure out their next move and their next plan to come back towards you, to keep you suspended in an illusion state. Now they got to come back and they got to act right for a little bit of time. That's why when they leave or they disconnect you from a week, couple months, even years, and they decide to pop back up, now this whole thing of, oh, I changed and, I'm so glad we had time in between us and, I really thought about what I've done to you and I'm so sorry. And that's not the case. That's not true. They're not sorry. They only left because you caught them. You said something, the truthful thing that you said. They realized that you were on to them and they ran away to reclaim time to come back to do it again. And the next time that they come back again is to destroy you even more than the initial time that they tried to do it. Going back to my notes, psychological investment, mind game is an investment for them. Creates invisible chains. And that's what people do out here. They play mind games, emotional games, sexual games, spiritual games. Again, all these things from the 3D are invisible. You can't see it unless you know what you're looking for or unless you have the awareness. You're only going to gain and receive the awareness if you are connected with self. Does that make sense? That's the only way. Oh, I see your game. Yup, Why are you acting like that? Why are you moving like that? Dang, you triggered about what I said? Again, they give you the blueprint as to who they are all the time. You stay longer than your intuition advised because leaving would mean accepting that your investment was placed in the wrong hands. They're very intentional. They rely on your hesitancy of your intuition. And we've all been there where we have went against our intuition or second guess our intuition because they were able to lay it on thick or they were able to persuade us or get us to see things from a different perspective, more so their perspective, to see that maybe your mind was playing tricks on you and it was not. So you just lost more time because now you're even diving deeper or getting coagulated or chained up deeper into their invisible mind game that they created in their mind. You don't think like that? Thank you. You don't think like that? So you may not think or assume other people think like you. That makes sense. Which is why it was very hard for most of us, including me, to get out of the invisible mind game that they created in their mind. Hopefully that makes sense. So the illusion of no exit, is very strategic. This is less about physical restriction and more about perceived consequences. They amplify guilt, rewrite history. They amplify guilt. So your intuition, your discernment is like, hey, something wrong with this narcissist. Oh, you're a narcissist. Oh, you negative. You this. Oh, no. You made me this way and it's your fault I'm this way. So they're amplifying guilt to make you feel guilty for calling them out on the foolish things that they're doing towards you. Now they try to rewrite history. You cannot rewrite truth. History is the past is the truth. You cannot rewrite history. You can't. You just can't. There are so many people that have tried to rewrite history and other things have came out from the history that they tried to rewrite to prove that the truth was always there. So they cannot rewrite history. They can try. And I've seen quite a few people try to rewrite it and it still didn't stick in the way that they wanted to stick. So they want to weaponize your vulnerability. So if you told them something about yourself that made you vulnerable, well, now they feel that they have hit the jackpot to keep you here. It's all a game, a dangerous one at that. Because now you question yourself, is my mind playing tricks on me? Well, I know my discernment not off. Man, I know my intuition not off. And they will sit there and lie in your face, knowing that they're lying to you, just to keep you in a stuck space to continue to waste your time. So the moment awareness enters, no way out dissolves. That's your way out. Your way out is your awareness. That's your way out. See how there's holes within this book? You see there's a hole, or we'll put a keyhole. There's a keyhole here within this book, which tells me that there's certain parts that are omitted or taken away from this book so you can see. You are the book of self. I'll even spin it in a different way. They didn't want you to dive deep into themselves or into their book of self. Diving deep into their head and their mind is questioning them. Diving deep into their head or their mind is asking the right questions, utilizing your discernment, waking up. You said what now? That don't make sense. Yes, it do. Yes, it do. Don't worry about that. Why you always trying to question me? You ain't believe what I got to say. Now they trying to lay it on thick. Because you're on to them. They know what they doing. They do. It's evil. It is. It's a mental mind F-U-C-K. It's what it is. It's psychological torture if you're not even aware that you're in a space or state of psychological torture. That's what it is. And if your mind is not right, everything else within you will not be. Now do you understand why these individuals are coming off as mentally unwell? Look how far and wide and deep they're willing to go to ensure that they destroyed you while they already destroyed. I don't want to be around, and this may sound very sad or whatever, I don't give a damn. I don't want to be around no narcissistic fool that is deprived of their mind, their right mind, that is causing nothing but chaos and a big, huge distortions of illusions. I don't want to be a part of that. I don't care who it is. I don't want nobody playing no mind games with me or trying to mentally F me. I don't care who it is. Because the moment that I find out that someone trying to play mind games on me, oh baby, better stand clear of them closing doors, please. Bing, boom. Because I'm going to destroy that MF to smithereens. I'm going to rip it up. I'm going to take it up and I'm going to just rip it up and blow it right to your face. I'm not the, baby, I don't play with my mind. I do not. I don't like to be insulted by my intelligence. I don't like nobody playing with my mind. And if I find out anybody doing that around me, baby, that's your ass. And I mean that shit. I'm so for real with you. I'll touch you without touching you. That's why I can't stand liars. I loathe liars. I despise liars. I can't stand them. Because that's the beginning of a mental game, of a mental manipulation of someone's mind. One lie, just one lie is all it takes to create a mental game. And I'm not playing anybody's mental game. I'm just not. I don't care who upset. So now you see why they got all these people watching you. So they get more people watching you, and they all think like that person. That's supposed to make you afraid. Afraid of, we'll say maybe about 20 cats on here. 20 unintelligent fools? Huh? If you're already dealing with the we'll say the CUNT of the group, that is nothing but a plumb fool, very unintelligent, clearly in regards to how they operate towards you. They're bringing 19 more. And you're supposed to be afraid of 19 more unintelligent individuals that think and act just like the first one? Come on. It's like, why are you bringing them over here? For what? Get out of here. Fear can be spun in many different ways. Some people want you to be in fear of ignorance. Some people want you to fear ignorance. That's the most outlandish thing I even have to say out my mouth. That a person will want another person to be afraid of ignorance. My God. They don't want you to set yourself apart from others. They don't want you to be uniquely you. They don't want you to tap to your own beat. They want you to be in fear of the ignorance that they feed in you. Not me. And narcissistic fools are 100% famous for this foolishness. They exert and push their ignorant foulness onto you. Child, please. And then gonna wrap it in a bow. Yeah, well, I got a gift for you. Yeah, I got more ignorance for you, collective. And if you're not aware, you don't have awareness, and you just accept, oh, look, the narcissist gave me a gift, and you didn't even realize what kind of gift they giving you. Ignorance. With fear on top. I don't want nobody's ignorance. And I damn sure don't fear anybody. So keep that BS away from me. If that makes sense. Always remember, when you're on to them, they're going to run away from you. That is the fear that they don't want you to see when you're on to them. That is the ignorance that you are realizing that they don't want you to see that they have embodied within them. And they're very ignorant, very afraid of their own ignorance to the point they have to run away from it. So I'm going to be afraid of someone that is ignorant of self? No. It just doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't make sense to me. And hopefully, man, it's like, what now? Golly. Tell me about this lustful energy. Lustful energy. Spilling the beans. Their lustful foulness always spills the beans. Let me repeat that. Their lustful foulness always spill the beans. You don't want to lay with them. You don't want to be intimate with them. You don't want to do anything in that type of way with them. They're going to show their ass to you. They always do when they don't get their way. And that right there should help your awareness come online for you to be like, so you're upset because I don't want to lay with you? You're upset because I don't want to sleep with you? So you cry about it? You complain about it? You cheat? That's when your awareness should come online that something's not right here. The mind game is only invisible if you're not able to trigger them to show you what they're truly made of. That's why it stays silent. That's why it stays invisible. It's an invisible mind game that you can completely destroy. Yes, you can. Tell me about the travel of this bike. And you are literally, you're literally riding away on this bike, or you're traveling away and you are laughing because you realize, like, wait, did this person really try to get me? Or you're laughing in a way where you got them caught up in their imaginary illusion state of mind games. Yeah, you're laughing. It's like, ha 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 ha, figured out, ha 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 ha. Now what, karmic? Now what, narcissist? Now what, little dog? Look at little dog. Little dog is mad. Little dog is furious. Little dog having a little tantrum. Man, that is too funny for me, child. Because they can't get their way. Because they can't be intimate with you. Patooey, yuck. What the hell? Yuck. Yuck. So tell me more about this crying river, or this tears. The way the cards is coming out, the blues. They have the blues. Yeah, maybe blue balls if you ask me. Hey, or waffle twat. Okay. They can't get what they want from you. They cannot satisfy their lustful appetite onto you. Now they crying themselves a river. Scared, heavy emotions, mental distress. Because they can't be lustful with you. Ill. Tell me about the tent. I'm scoping out. Man, the way, God, come on, thank you, Spirit. I want to thank you so much for allowing me to guide me to be able to disseminate this great information for the collective. I am so grateful that I am in this space to channel all of this great information from you to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I am so grateful. I'm sorry, y'all, I had to, because the way these cards is coming out, I always have to give thanks. But hey, look. Look at the receipts. Look at the receipt. So now they are hiding out, so they have to reclaim their time, right? They are reclaiming their time in this tent. Think of a tent if you ever went out in the wild or in the forest somewhere yonder, right? let's say you go camping. Camping gives you time to get away from technology and just be one with, like, we'll say spirit or nature or whatever, however, if that makes sense. And it's like they're creating receipts, or they're gathering receipts, or they're trying to gather up evidence or something different or something new in regards to how they can come back towards you. If that makes sense. So by them gathering receipts, it is helping you to even gather more awareness surrounding the whole situation, and the receipt lands right on your lap, or right in your lap. Thank you, Jackie. I appreciate that. Thank you. Tell me about the gift. Somebody's eating a hoagie, or you want a hoagie? Random, but hey, so yes, come, man, the way this card's time. They're trying to get you to gift them with more time, is what they're trying to do. So by them running away and staying away from you for a little bit of time, they lost time to benefit off of you. So they have to run away to reclaim their time, and then they're coming back with a gift. Sweet nothings. Hey, I love you. How you been? I'm so sorry I treated you in this way. I promise you I changed. Can you forgive me? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And all they want is time from you. That's all they want. But if you don't accept the gift, there's no time left to give to them. And that's what they are afraid of. Again, time is one of the most precious commodity that a person can have for themselves. One of the most precious commodity. And they know that. Some even try to slow you down by getting you pregnant or having a child with you. Yes. Through lack of knowledge, my people will suffer. Take that how that resonates. But that's what it says. Through lack of knowledge, my people will suffer. They don't want you diving deep into their darkness of their mind. They don't want you diving deep to see exactly, we'll say, that it's tortured mechanics, what makes them them. All they do is lie. It starts with one lie. And that lie is a distortion of that initial lie. And if you're not aware of that initial lie, you're going to get caught up in their mental invisible games. One way in, all the way in, no way out. And don't allow anyone to get within your head, your mind, your body, or your soul. Nobody. Nobody. Tell me about the boats. Key player. You were the key player. You were the one that was at one point in time, we got to be honest, you were the one that was always there to help guide them out of turmoil or chaos or whatever troubles that they were in. You were. They looked at you as a lifeline or a boat. You were the key player to this. Not anymore. They can't play with your mind anymore. They cannot. You can see right through them, which frightens them to their core. Okay, good. Very good. Tell me about these cats. The ignorance of these cats. We'll call them the gang stalkers. What's the gang stalkers here of these cats? I'm going to use these two cards. It says numbing and karmics is what they are. Hey, Miss Kathy, I'm good. How you doing? Numbing and karmics. Yeah, they're numb. They're afraid of you because it's like, oh, they found out who the CUNT is. Yeah, you're dealing with a cult of CUNTs. Yes. Or the LLCs, the lackluster CUNTs. Because these are the type here who think they have some kind of a business with you. And this is figuratively speaking, of course. They think that they have acquired or created some form of a business with you, that their LLC, the lackluster CUNTs, they can utilize their business, and that's figuratively speaking, to keep you at a standstill. This is why the karmics are numb. Because if you can see past the big dog or the big little dog in the whole thing, in the whole group, you can see past them too. Tell me about this spider web, being stuck in the mind. Being stuck in the mind. And the moment that you catch on to what they're doing is the moment that they remain stuck in their mind. They were always stuck in their mind, but if you were there, it was a space in time or intermission within their mind where they didn't have to stay in it because you were helping them stay out of their mind by them playing this mind game with you. No, put them right back where they belong, in their mind. This is why they're stuck now. Yes. This is why they're stuck now. Tell me about the skeletons in the closet. Skeletons in the closet. Rebound. So you saw it. You found out what they were doing. And you're like, oh, look at all these bones in this closet. So rebound says flighty, unpredictable intentions. And yeah, they become very unpredictable because you open up the door or the closet to their bones. Well, what's this here, karmic? Oh, that's nothing. Don't worry about that. Oh, you always trying to look at things, and you always trying to discover things, and you always trying to ask me questions. And aren't you supposed to ask questions? That's how you develop awareness. If you don't ask questions, baby, you're going to be left in the dark. So anytime anyone is upset at you for asking questions, or they're triggered by you for asking questions, they're hiding something. Because why else would they be so triggered by you just asking a question? What's a question? It's not that serious. This is just a question. But they want to learn your whole life and don't expect you to question them questioning you? Come on. Make it make sense, because it doesn't make sense to them or to us. Sorry about this book here, child. Man, the way the cards is coming out is really crazy. Reading up and detective. So you started to read up on the parts that they omitted from their life, from their story, and you were successful of finding out what they were hiding inside of their mind. The mind that they thought no one could see. Figuratively speaking, they don't even know I'm playing mind games with them. Yeah, check this out. Yeah, I'm going to be real sly. Yeah, and I could be slyer too. All right, I could be Pink Panther too. No problem, little dog. Go ahead. Play first. You be player one, have fun. I'll be player two. Go ahead. Always let the players play. Let them play. Let the players play. Let them play. Because when they play first, they mess up everything. You learn everything about them when you just sit back and let them play. so-called want to be a detective in your life, but they leave all of their bones open. They leave all of their closet space open for you to see what's inside of it. They don't even know how to protect themselves, let alone their mind. That's how off and distorted that they are with their mind. And you can just see it. You're like, oh, yeah, buddy, watch out for that one. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, in the collective, yeah, and yeah, and then they got to try to run towards people first, and they got to tell their side first. Lies have sides, not truth. Lies have sides, not truth. Oh, I need to tell you my side story, and yeah, okay. So they got to tell their side first to make them stop, to make them look believable. Go ahead. Who cares? If that makes them sleep well at night, which we all do, it does not. Because they got to keep up with it. You don't have to keep up with truth. But a person got to keep up with lies. And I am not going to keep up with lies. That's too much work and too damn tedious. Hell nah. And they volunteer information without anyone asking. When they know that they're in the wrong, they're quick to go volunteer. And you won't believe what the collective did to me. And man, you won't believe what the collective said about me and to me. And they're looking like, oh, what would they say? What they say? Well, and now they're in their little invisible mind, their little mind playing tricks on them, like the Lucky Charm, like the little leprechaun in their head. Playing little tricks on them. And yeah, they did this to me and they did that to me. And the person that they gossiping to is like, what? I can't believe that. And now gassing them up, not even realizing that they're gassing up a distorted person's mind. The narcissist. Oh yeah, they did that to me. And they just eating it up and don't even realize they're gassing up distortion. They're fools too. A person that goes to another person with gossip and listens to that gossip is a fool too. There, I said it. Because if you don't have awareness enough to understand or to comprehend as to why that person's coming towards you with gossip, well, you're a fool too. Don't be anybody's fool. Do not. Because if they can bring gossip and carry gossip for you, you don't think they're not going to gossip about you? Then you actually become the fool or the bigger fool. Yeah, no, I'm no one's fool. Don't bring no gossip for me. I don't care. I don't care. No, he say, she say, them say, they say. I don't care what anybody say. Move around from me with that foolishness. I don't care. Move. Yeah, vendor. Could be a friend, an individual, an entrepreneur, a retailer, a merchant. So this person, this friend, because it says friends here, was a vendor for gossip, is what they were. They had all the juiciest gossip. All the delicious gossip that one can have. A friend. A so-called friend. But afraid of you if you come to them and try to have a conversation with them. Running away. I've never said that. Why you ain't never? Oh, man, fake. It's so fake. It's so repulsive. How many fake people in this world wants to be real? But when you truly, truly, truly learn the true parts of them, that is actually false. It's repulsive. It really is. Golly, so repulsive. Yeah, a stranger is what they are. They're nothing but a stranger. My God. Hi, Cameo. Hey, boo. Thank you. Any friend, this is not a friend, but you catch my drift, right? Any friend that is willing to vendor gossip in their little cart is someone that you cannot trust. Because out of all things that you can vend in life, this is figuratively speaking, out of all the things that you can vend in life, you're going to vend gossip? So you have this cart, right? You have vendors. Let's say you go into a carnival, and those vendors have their little carts. And someone may sell hot dogs, one may say cotton candy, one may sell maybe just juices. Everyone has their own vending something, their own product. Why would a friend want to vend gossip? The same friend that can't come towards you, can't have a conversation about you, but soon as you are aware about the gossip they're saying about you, they want to cry. Oh, I never said that. Or they try to block you. What? Man, like I keep saying, for me, I cannot stand lying people. I despise lying people. I can't stand people that are always speaking untruths. It irritates me to no end. I'm being so for real with you. I can't stand it. It's very repulsive. Because all it takes is one lie to destroy someone's life. That's why I don't play with lies. And I don't do gossip either. Don't carry no gossip and no news to me. I don't want to hear it. Because if they can come to you with gossip, yeah. They talking about you too. Sure is. And a gossiper is nothing but a weak person anyways. That's all they have. Not auntie. I guess I'm at auntie stage, yeah. I guess I could be auntie. We got lost soul here, and that's what they are. They're nothing but a lying, lost soul who has no awareness of who they are and mad at you because you do. Going back to my notes. Psychological investment, mind currency creates invisible chains. And this vendor who did not know you because you were a complete stranger to this person, they vended or tried to vend your time, your empathy, your patience, your second chances, or giving them second chances, explanations, emotional labor. Those were the currencies that they were banking on from you. Well, you need to give me, you need to give me, you need to give me. No, just give them a swift kick to the hiney is what they need. Or a swift kick to the front, if you ask me. Get your ass away from here. Get. Shoot. Go ahead. But rest assured, you can rest. There's a frenemy who, however, resonates, okay? But you can rest assured that this so-called frenemy is going to be exposed as such. Just leave them. Just leave them alone. Leave them in their filth. They're the one that have anxiety, not you. Just leave them. Who cares? Yeah, they cannot abort ship because they did and they said too much about you. They did too much. Vendors always have, vendors always have proof of what they sold. And they sold nothing but lies and gossip. Now they burnt out because they have nothing else that they can sell, if that makes sense. So now they're suffering in silence because of the tower moment and their mental illness is showing. Yes. Their mental illness is showing. And they're going to blame you for that? They can't blame you for a mental illness that was always there. These individuals that came up against you already had wounds that they tried to hide from you. It was already there. They can't blame you for something that was already within and embedded within themselves. Instead of them worrying about you, they're in financial ruins. Their intuition is blocked off. Yeah. Their intuition is blocked off. Hidden agenda is here. Intuition is in reverse. The so-called hidden, invisible mind games that they were playing is not so hidden anymore. You could be dealing with a Leo. You could be a Leo, however it resonates. You could be a Gemini. They could be a Gemini, however it resonates. Let's see if any more signs going to come out. So far, we have Leo and Gemini that cannot use you for their illusioned games. They cannot. Let's see if any other signs going to come out. Justice is yours. Because you destroyed their illusion of mental games. You did. Let me use my other deck. So far we have Leo and Gemini. All right, let's see what other signs. Capricorn. Strong Capricorn. Capricorn, where is it? Right here. Capricorn, 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 Capricorn. And this is low vibrational Capricorn, okay? So you could be a high vibrant Capricorn dealing with a Capricorn, or this is a low vibrational Capricorn you're dealing with, however it resonates, okay? But this is low vibrational, but again, take it how it resonates. Luck and continuance. Their luck has ran out. They can't continue forward anymore. Because they don't have the cushion to hide their illusion. What other sign, Spirit? We have Aries and Sagittarius. Stimulation and abundance. And because you're not playing into this illusion semantics, you're stimulating your abundance. Or your abundance is coming through. Your abundance of happiness, emotions, your physical abundance of body, financial, of course, your spiritual abundance, etc., etc. Yeah, we have success here. You could be dealing with a Libra or a Leo, strong Leo. Your positivity is very successful. And we all know if you don't have a good mind, your mind won't be in a space of positivity. It's going to be very hard for you to stay in a space of positivity in the mind if it's not healed, or, you know, if you're not doing what you're supposed to do. So strong Capricorn. Who's Leo? Leo. So we have Leo, Capricorn, Sagittarius, Aries, Libra, Gemini. Hey, how y'all doing? Scorpio. You could be the Scorpio, they could be the Scorpio, however it resonates. And victory is yours. Aries, strong Aries. You could be the Aries, or you could be dealing with an Aries, however it resonates. But I say all that to say here, they went all the way in with no way out. They already were all the way in their mental instability. Yes, they were. And something triggered within you that helped you to create or generate deep awareness surrounding you, that it kept them in a space where they have no way out of their mind. Not your mind, their mind. You were able to get out of this twisted, sick, psychological abyss that they tried to keep you stuck in. Now, you could divine with self Divination is divine. That makes sense. And that's what you did. You cater to the divinity of self. You cater to the inner parts of self. You divined with the inner parts of self. And it brought you nothing but copious amounts of victory that they did not see coming because they want to be playing in their head. I bet you if they can open up their head and actually play in it, they probably would. That's how off they are. Child. Let me see what signs, child. We have Leo, Capricorn, Gemini, Aquarius. Hey Liz. Taurus. Cancer. Gemini. I'm gonna do two more. Capricorn. Taurus. If that resonates, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I love you too. Thank you so much for being here. Again, you came to Earth to be successful. You came to Earth to thrive and not survive, and not to play people's mind games, silent mind games at that. And if you are not aware of yourself, that is very, 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 you can succumb and place yourself into some very, very, very unsavory circumstances. And I don't want that for y'all. I want y'all to thrive, and I want y'all to be great. I want you to find your purpose and be very intentional in your purpose that you find, and do well for yourself, because you owe that to yourself. That's the absolute truth. Okay? Love you guys. If you would like to join the workshop, again, the workshop is from March 8th and March 29th. The information has already been plastered all over my social media outlets. Please make sure you follow me on my main accounts on YouTube, okay? Which is the AfroZen8888. You'll see me. And yeah, if you would like to get the book, this is on Amazon. Definitely make sure you go on Amazon and grab this book. This book helps you to dive deep into the many different circumstances or situations surrounding narcissism. So for one, I'll just give an example from this book. So here's an example of chronic jealousy. Okay, what are the signs surrounding chronic jealousy? You get the definition, you get an example, and then you get a reflection space filled with questions for you to break it down to see if you've experienced or went through form of chronic jealousy. The next one is persistent arrogance. These are all many different forms of narcissism that a lot of people are not even aware of. Okay, so this book is on Amazon, Wisdom Beyond Wounds. Thank you so much, Wisdom Beyond Wounds. Okay, thank you so much for being here. Again, you are truly appreciated. Go out there and be great. I'm waiting for you guys at the finish line. Let me see if I can give y'all some flowers. Go out there and be great. Go out there and be great. Go out there and be great. All right. Thank you guys. Love y'all. Take care. See you on the next one. Ta-ta. See you later. Love, love.